Let's talk about the creator economy. You've seen them, right? Those picture-perfect posts from a digital nomad running their entire empire from a laptop with some incredible ocean view. For millions, this has become the ultimate dream job.
This quote from Oyster HR just nails the fantasy, doesn't it? The whole idea of passive income, waking up not to an alarm clock but to payment notifications. I mean, who wouldn't want a piece of that? It's an incredibly powerful image.
It honestly sounds like the perfect life. But we all know that what we see on social media, well, it isn't always the full picture. So what does it really take to turn that dream into an actual sustainable career? Let's peel back the filter.
Okay, let's get right into it, starting with the one thing everyone wants to know about, the money, because we need a serious reality check on what creators are actually making out there.
So just to make sure we're all on the same page, let's quickly define what we mean by digital nomad. It's basically anyone who uses tech to do their job from anywhere they want, no physical office required. It's all about that promise of total freedom and flexibility. Now let's get to the hard numbers. This chart focuses on affiliate marketing, which is a massive piece of the creator puzzle. And honestly, these numbers are pretty eye-opening. More than half, 57.5%, are earning less than $10,000 a year. Meanwhile, a tiny slice at the top, just under 4%, are pulling in over 150 grand. The takeaway is pretty stark. Big money is definitely possible, but for most people, it's not the reality.
That huge income gap really brings up a critical point. If most creators aren't just letting money roll in passively, what does the actual work look like? This is exactly where the dream of passive income crashes into the reality of the active hustle.
And this quote from content creator Brad West just says it all. He was in Cape Town, an amazing destination, right? But what was supposed to be a real vacation, well, it turned into a working holiday. It just perfectly shows that work from anywhere still has the word work in it.
And this slide shows you why it's so much work. Making a single piece of content isn't just hitting the record button. You have to be the scriptwriter, the director, the camera person, the editor, the sound designer, from the initial idea to shooting, to editing, to color grading, and then you still have to publish and promote it. It is a non-stop, very active cycle.
So with all that effort, how do creators actually turn this hustle into a real business? Where does the money actually come from? Let's break down the different ways creators are getting paid.
Okay, at first glance, this diagram might look a little complicated, but it gives us a fantastic bird's-eye view of the whole monetization world. You can see how money flows from brands and from audiences through all these different channels and finally to the creator. It's not just one road, it's a whole supply chain.
So let's quickly break down those 5 main ways creators are earning a living. First up, you've got influencer marketing. Those are your classic brand deals. Then there's ad revenue, like the ads that play on YouTube videos. Third is direct support from fans, through subscriptions or crowdfunding platforms. Fourth is direct selling. Think merch or your own digital products. And finally, you have creator funds, where platforms like TikTok pay creators directly.
And this all leads to a really crucial moment in any creator's journey. Once you start earning money from a few of these streams, you have to shift your thinking. You're not just a creator anymore, you're a business owner. And that means making a big decision about your business structure. This table lays out the main options super clearly. When you're just starting out, you're pretty much a private individual. It's simple, but it's also risky because all your personal assets are on the line. The next step up is a sole proprietorship, but you still have that personal risk. The real game changer is forming an LLC. That builds a legal wall between your personal and business finances, which is huge for protection, but it also comes with more complicated taxes. The right choice really just depends on where you are in your journey.
And speaking of complicated, we have to talk about the one thing every single business owner has to deal with, whether they're in a skyscraper or on a sailboat: taxes. This is probably the biggest and most ignored reality check of them all.
So, imagine you've landed some sweet brand deals. You're getting free products, maybe even some sponsored trips. The perks are rolling in. It feels amazing. But the most important question every creator has to ask is, after taxes, how much of this is actually mine? This slide shows the two sides of that coin perfectly. On one side, you have your taxable income. And listen up, because it's not just cash. Tax agencies around the world now consider things like free products, gifted trips, and even vouchers as income. But here's the good news. On the other side, you have your deductible expenses. Things like your cameras, editing software, even part of your rent can help lower that final tax bill.
So what happens when creators don't report all that income they get from perks and free stuff? Well, the consequences can be massive, and the scale of the problem, it's truly shocking. Just look at this number. 70%. That's the estimated chunk of social media income that went unreported to tax authorities in Finland back in 2021. This isn't just some small issue. It's led to major tax evasion cases, suspended prison sentences, and crippling back tax bills. It's proof that governments are now watching this space very, very closely. So, after we've gone through the income realities, the daily grind, the business structures, and the dreaded taxes, it brings us right back to our original question. Is this whole dream actually worth it?
So here's the bottom line. The dream of being a digital creator, of working from anywhere, it is absolutely real and achievable. But it is not a permanent vacation. It's a real business, and it demands hard work, smart financial planning, and playing by the rules. So the real question isn't just, can you work from the beach? It's, are you ready to be the CEO on the beach?